Hello, this is Teja Gerken with Peghead Nation, and I'm here with a very unique instrument, the Godin Inuk Encore steel string. Several years ago, Godin came out with an electric oud, an electric version of the Middle Eastern instrument, which would be strung with nylon strings and be fretless, have a fretless fingerboard. It was really aimed at the more traditional oud market in terms of its playability, its tuning. It had the same body shape as this, but it was really essentially a modern take on the traditional oud. Then they came up with the idea, what if we put frets in this thing? And they also decided to try stringing it with steel strings. And what you see here is the result of that. This is essentially a oud that's merged with a 12-string guitar of some kind. So the Inuk, as they're calling it, has a 23-inch scale, so considerably shorter than most guitars. But it can be tuned like a standard guitar. Right now I have it in drop D tuning. So standard D chord, C chords, A minor chords. So you don't have to learn a new tuning, even though of course it could be tuned many different ways. It's really a functional acoustic instrument. You don't see a big sound hole, but it's a chambered body. And the the back and sides are made out of basswood. It's got a solid cedar top and rosewood fingerboard and bridge. And as you can see, it's got 11 strings, just like an oud would, except for the bottom string, the 11th string. All the strings are doubled courses, and they are indeed actually doubled strings. They're not octave strings like on a 12 string. So each set of strings is exactly the same gauge and tuned to the same pitch. In another modern twist, the instrument includes onboard electronics. Godin included its own quantum system in here. It's got a preamp with volume, bass, and treble, as well as an onboard tuner, which is, of course, always useful when you have an instrument tuned in courses to have an onboard tuner. The pickup is an under-saddle design, and output is with a standard N-pin jack, and there's a battery compartment in the back of the instrument. So let's quickly have a listen to what it sounds like plugged in. I'm going through an AER Compact 60 amp, and what you're going to hear is a combination of the direct signal and what the room mics pick up in here. So even though the Inuk is definitely a unique instrument, it's really not that far afield from a guitar if you're familiar with playing guitar. The neck feels exactly like a lot of slightly wider guitar necks. It's tuned like a guitar, at least that's what it starts out with. The string spacing at the saddle is a lot wider than on most guitars. It really stays true to the traditional oud kind of a thing. So I find it a little bit wide for playing fingerstyle, but with a pick it's actually quite comfortable, and you can really get in between the two courses of strings there. While I had the instrument here, we happened to be shooting a video with our guitar theory instructor, Mark Goldenberg. So we got him to grab the instrument and play a little bit on it. So let's check it out, what Mark had to say on the instrument. So that's the Inuk Encore steel. It's a very fun instrument. It's got a street price of about $850. Includes a nice gig bag, and I'm sure you could find all kinds of applications where you could use this. For Peghead Nation, I'm Teja Gerken.